Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are live for the Straightjacket podcast 324. We are here on a Monday and after a win with the brothers here. We got special guest. You should know him by now. Wasim United. Wasim, brother, how are you, man?
Ramadan Mubarak to everyone that's watching, and yeah, thanks Saeed for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And we got Nuruddin just us getting inside. You know what I'm saying to you? Everything all good, man. How are you?
Yeah, good. Sorry. Literally just took my coat off. Literally took my coat off. See, long time no see, brother. I hope you're good. Family's good. Ramadan Mubarak and Kareem family, bro.
Yeah.
Coaching and that is going well. Still got the technical.
But yeah, big up to Nuruddin, man. Having a bit internet issues there, but hopefully it'll fix itself by the time we get everyone involved, man. But yeah, hope everybody's well. Hope everybody's good. Yeah, man, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. We've got a lot to unpack today. On today's video, we've got news about the ticket prices or season ticket prices that have gone up. We also got some news around Frimpong and Semenyo to Man United, possibly. And we're going to discuss whether Ruben Amorim's system is starting to pick up a little bit and he's starting to see positive signs in the way we play, man. So a lot to uncover, a lot to unpack. But we do have to start with the news that is from The Athletic. Andy Mitten has said that the season ticket prices will be going up by about 5%. Their dugouts converted into hospitality, changes to senior decisions. And them decisions are basically these ones here. I'll show you right now. The increase will be the major price in the latest measure to try and grow club's revenue. Price will be around 5% for the 2025-26 season, for an average of £2.50 per ticket per game. There'll be a price freeze for season ticket holders under the age of 16. So Andy, I think, was telling me that in the chat that the price will go up to £818 for the season ticket. Normally, I think we paid £7.90, I think it is. So yeah, £2.50 per ticket. And there you have it, guys. But we'll see. My start with you, man. Are you surprised by the changes in season ticket prices? Did you expect it? Is it something that, you know, yeah, how are you overall feeling, bro, about that?
Yeah, to be honest, I did expect it. However, expecting it doesn't mean that I agree with it. I think for the working class people, I think we're almost getting priced out of football. We're getting priced out of football, whether it's in terms of television subscription or in terms of going to the games, because
Yeah,
you got to remember the game is not just the ticket alone. It's the time that you're going to spend, and it's also the travel cost, the food cost, and so forth. And that extra, it probably goes up to 80, 90 quid, maybe potentially 100, if depending how far you are. And not that many people have that amount of cash spare on one weekend because they got bills to pay and so forth. So I think for the working class, I think it's getting too much. I think they should consider their general fan base, and there's other ways of making money than just raising ticket prices. And I think sometimes you have to understand your fan base and understand the demographic as well, and then be reasonable. I think it's going beyond that line. I know Nuruddin will probably be very passionate about this because he knows workers at Old Trafford and so forth. But yeah, that's my thoughts, to be honest.
yeah, absolutely. You know, I couldn't agree with you more, because I think for me, it's taking a piss. I get it, it's £2.50, but £2.50 might be all right for me, but it might not be all right for the person next to you. You know what I'm trying to say? So now people will say it's business, but at the end of the day, for me, it will go and increase every year. You know what I mean? Then you don't know when it's going to happen next year. It might be 10%. It might be, 15%. You don't know what's going to happen, especially as we gear towards the new stadium, etc., etc. So it's not right, even though you think it's the reality and you think it's the situation we're in right now, nah, it's never right to increase price tickets of tickets. And yeah, you know what I mean. The only thing that they've not done is raise the ticket price of the under 16s, which yeah, you know what I mean. They still not good enough anyway. But yeah, all in all, people will say to us, but Saeed, you know, get rid of your ticket and you should be all right. I hear that as well. I don't need to put money into the Glazers' pockets. You're right. But it still doesn't mean that the Glazers can exploit loyalty. And that's what the fans have made example of. You don't exploit loyalty. Simple as that. So, yeah. Nuruddin, can you hear us, bro? Your internet's a bit iffy.
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
You're a bit delayed. You're a bit delayed. Maybe come in and out, Nuruddin. You're a bit delayed.
Let me.
Yeah. My thing is, right, that it goes two ways, innit? Like people say business goes two ways, innit? But without fans, there is no Man United, bro.
Yeah, there's no football.
There is no football club. You know what I mean? So don't exploit that loyalty. You can say it's business. You can say, you know, how we're going to make the money, etc., etc. But ultimately, you know, the fans pay their hard-earned money to watch Man United. Yeah, much better now, much better. You know, they pay their hard-earned money to watch Man United. So, yeah, Norda, what do you want to say about that situation on the topic?
Yeah, first of all, big up to the brother, long time. Well, good to see you. Good to see you. I hope
Yeah, bro.
Ramadan Mubarak to you and all the family and the community, bro. Big up to you. Yes, it's a kick in the teeth. It's a kick in the teeth. It's exactly what the brother said. Pricing working class people out of the game, and I think he explained it perfectly.
Yeah.
That you're pricing people out of the game. This year is 5%. The year after is going to be what, 10%. So if it's year, then it's 5%, and then that's going to be in 3 years 15% jump. That's just pricing people out. So any of the tickets near the dugout as well. That means all around the tickets near the dugout, all that are going to be what we talked about. Companies buying those tickets, and you know, like the elites getting to sit where they want to sit. So it's the Americanization. It is what it is. It's horrible. It's really trying to also get the atmosphere and the working class culture out of football as well. That's what is going to end up happening. That's what's going to. People who just go there. Listen what Roy Keane said about the prawn cocktail. You know what I mean? The prawn sandwiches people. This is exactly what the prawn sandwich people are. And that's what they want filled in the stadium. That's why I can't even get too much excited about this new stadium, because I'm not going to video know what's coming. I know that working class people are going to be marginalized, even not living in around the area. Or, you know, the council houses around that part near Old Trafford are going to be the high value. The council will sell it. You got banks like buying, you know, like a lot of the banks in the UK buy massive lots of property, and then there's no social house people to see and to have like literally life in inner city. So at the end of the day, it's a corporation to take over football. They already took over the billionaire class, the millionaire class, and they're further doing it now. So can I afford to go next season, Saeed, with that 5% increase? I might have to evaluate. And forget about me. Imagine people who've got like 4 kids, and you got school, and then you got to feed 3 or 4 children in this time of the groceries and everything else is going up. So yeah, it's mad. It's maddening to me, and I don't know how the F they can justify it. Where Liverpool are freezing theirs, how you can justify it. Liverpool have frozen it. They have frozen.
Yeah, you would argue Liverpool's more.
Yeah,
that's the roughest area. You know what I mean? You could probably say. Nordy, your internet's still bad, Nordy. You might have to reboot your internet, Nordy. You might have to reboot it. It's still bad. Yeah.
Well,
in and out,
you know what?
maybe.
Let me come on the phone.
Yeah. But that's all we'll just want to discuss on that part, man. So yeah, big up to all the United fans, all the loyal fan base. But yeah, F the Glazers in it and Ineos and all them frauds, man. You get me? So we'll see. But listen, we're gonna discuss some positive news, man. United, man. We'll see how you've been finding United so far, man, lately. Like, do you think like the dark cloud has gone away from us? Do you think it's still there? Do you think we're getting a bit too excited? We're getting too big giddy? Like, where do you think we are in terms of like our progress under, because you got to remember where we were when we started under Amorim to now. Like, how would you say you feel now compared to how you felt maybe December, January? Is there progress, or do you think it's still too early? Like, because I can't lie, I feel like for me, we are starting to see a little bit of what Amorim wants from his team. You are starting to see a little bit more work rate, a little bit more kind of intent in the way we're trying to play. I don't think the style is still quite there, but I think the intent and the willingness to play, is there from the players. You can see that. I feel like you can see that more. But how are you feeling?
Yeah, for me, I think with Amorim, I think a good few weeks ago, we were in a very poor reign of form, and we were like, how many losses can we take until it becomes almost untenable? Because at that stage, we were defeat after defeat and really poor performances, and we were just above relegation zone. And it's like, how many defeats can Manchester United take? Because at some point, there needs to be a standard where it's good having patience, but at the same time, there needs to be a standard point that you can't go below we're already below standard, but then there needs to be a stage where it can't go further than that.
Yeah.
Then slowly, Amorim, he has been improving. In what I think he's improved on is his understanding of the profile of players in our squad, and he's utilizing those players more effectively. So, for example, he realized that certain players couldn't play on the outside centre back positions. So now he's moved Mazraoui there, or Yoro when he was at left centre back, he could travel with the ball, and he's doing that quite well, to be honest, in those few games. And then Heaven's been playing recently. Obviously, he's injured and get well soon. But prior to that, he was trying to play passes through the lines. He was trying to play into midfield, because before it was very square. It was going from left wing back, centre back, right wing back. We weren't taking advantage of our extra centre half. No, we were taking advantage of our wing backs. And also in midfield, I think the inclusion of Casemiro past few weeks has been good. I think his understanding of the game, his balance, his positioning, it's added a bit more control to that central midfield area, because Ugarte is very boxy box, or he's very mobile, but Casemiro holds his position a bit more, which allows Bruno to then roam a bit more. Whereas where both of them are splitting, is leaving a gap in midfield. Also, we had Dogu before he got suspended. He was adding much more. We see that a natural left foot on the left-hand side improves our team significantly. Even when Harry Amas came on yesterday, he can play first-time crosses.
Yeah.
As Delo, he's not good in that position. Then we look at the forward line. We look at Xerxes. It's good that he played him on the left-hand side, because when Xerxes cuts in, he's opening into play, and he can link, he can combine, and so forth. It's almost like a central number 10 position. And Garnacho's game's been simplified, because Garnacho, he's got some good traits. Garnacho's some good traits are basically his ball carrying, and he's okay on the outside, and he can feed the ball into the box. So that's what that right-hand side position lets him do. Whereas on the inside, he's cutting left, cutting right. He's trying to shoot. He's doing crosses to far post. However, now he's going down the line.
Simplify this game.
Very simple. And then obviously Hojlund got his goal yesterday, which is a positive for him, because his confidence has been low. Maybe an area we need to improve on in the summer. However, I feel overall Amorim's, and he mentioned it, that he's understood Casemiro better and how to use him in the system. So I think overall, Ruben Amorim, we have to accept that he's also learning as well. And I think we're seeing that in terms of slightly improved performances as well.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I echo everything that you're saying, man. I think he started to understand like his players, man. I think sometimes when he came in, I think he just kind of was like, it's my way or the highway. Well, hold on a minute. You've got to get players on your side, bro. Whether you rate them or not, whether you like them or not. Like, okay, cool. If there's players like Rashford and there's like personal problems there, then fair enough. But ultimately, you've got to get players on your side. And he started to do that with Garnacho. He started to do that with Casemiro. He started to understand what players are good at, what players aren't good at. Xerxes, I think he realized taking him off was very, very bad. And then he started to maybe put an arm around him and say, you know what, Xerxes, maybe this is the place where you can play your best position, that 10 role there. And he's having to understand that and say, you know what, man, you can't just be very, very naive or very, very stubborn is the word I'm probably looking at. Can't be stubborn to this role. You've got to be understanding of your players adapt to the league as well. I think he's understood the league now, maybe more so, physicality of the league. I think man. I reckon Amorim was proper shocked when he came in and thought, yo, this league is a madness, isn't it? Like, it's a tough league. It's a very demanding league. He started to see, like, teams like, I don't know, what are the teams down the bottom that we got struggled at? The likes of Leicester and all these teams like bopping us and started saying, right, we're going to bully you here. And he's seeing that, you know what? Football's not played on the floor. It's played in the air. It's played 50-50. Like, he started to understand all of that. And he's like, yo, man, let me get my acts together. And sometimes you've got to have that learning period. We might not like it. We might say, you know what? You still got to get results. And there's that pressure, but ultimately, sometimes you do need that period to say, you know what, man, I got roughed up here. I got, what's the word I'm looking for? You had that teasing period where, you had to go through them struggles to get out of there. And sometimes, it has to happen, and he's done that. And you reckon he's overcome it? I don't know. You know what I mean? We still have to wait and see whether we've overcome it yet. But now,
it's a big wait and see, mate. It's a big wait and see. It's absolutely. A big wait and see. I don't know if you can hear me better now. It's better on the phone, yeah? Perfect. Yeah. Big up. Yeah, big up. So, yeah, I mean, the ticket price, just going back to that, yeah, it's shambles. It's shameful. It's absolutely disgraceful what Manchester United are doing. The thing on Amorim, for me, the thing's still out. I think tactically, he's been more flexible. I definitely see that. Tactically, more flexible. But yes, we said that he was learning on the job. We knew more about player profiles, those of us who pay attention to football, than he did. You know what I mean? He's coming to this club. He's coming to this league. He's coming, and I think you broke it down. It's a shock to the system because you ain't getting your way. And also as a coach, for the first time ever, he's experienced getting battered every week, you know what I mean, on a regular basis. So yeah, it's been a massive eye-opening for him and his rest of his coaches. It's been a very much an eye-opener and a learning curve. And we got coaches and a coach, young coach, who are learning on the job. One of the most toxic football clubs, the most toxic football club in the world. Yeah. The most toxic football club in the world. But in terms of people getting giddy, and you know what the fan base is like, innit? I think that some things I always say, we need a savior, and then we also have to have a scapegoat. But then it's also with the fan base, the psyche of the fan base is that we win 1 or 2 games and we're back. And then you know what I mean? We go back to losing, and then, right, that's it. You know what I mean? We should, to be fair, this season, I'm not going to lie to you, he's lucky that the three to 4 teams on the bottom of the league are worse than us. You know what I mean? Any other season, if the Premier League was competitive like it usually is, we'd be fighting relegation. And like I told you, I would have took the relegation to get rid of the vultures, because at the end of the day, the vultures are still there for me. And look, going forward, next month will determine where Manchester United are. Forest, City, Lyon, then Newcastle, then Lyon again. Then we have Wolves. Then we have Bournemouth away. Yeah. So that's the next 6 games. So I'm just saying, it's Forest, Man City, the Manchester Derby. Then it's Lyon, Newcastle away, Lyon at home, Wolverhampton, right, away, I think it is, or at home, and then Bournemouth away. So April is going to determine exactly where Manchester United season is going to be. Because by then we'll know if we're out of the Europa League. By then, all of these things, what we're talking about now, is hypotheticals. Because let's be right, who have we really played in terms of the Premier League? Our last 2 results, one against Ipswich. We drew with Arsenal. Second half performance was decent. They're a ultimate bottle job club anyway. And then we beat relegation fodder. So we beat 2 relegation fodders. And then we drew with Arsenal, who are ultimate bottle job. That's the form book. Before that, we drew with Everton. So at the end of the day, I'm not standing. I do think what Wasim said is right, that he understood a little bit. But tactically, I think a lot of times, some games we played low block, some games we played combination of low to mid block. So even structurally, where we sit of the team, how the setup is, it's been slightly different. And it's even been slightly different in the way that tactics has been in games, you know what I mean? In half an hour, in 20 minutes in a game, or half an hour in a game. So that, I think that flexibility, but still for me, Manchester United, ultimately what he wants to do and Amorim's vision is he wants 10 players out there in on the outfield, other than the goalkeeper, but 10 players who can play player for player, man for man. And that, for me, we don't have the physicality, we don't have the technical ability, we don't have it as a unit, how to help each other. But there is a bit of an understanding. But next month will be the test. If you're talking about exams, we've got 6 exams, 6 major exams next month, 6 major exams. And we've got to see where we are after that. And then I think it's really good after those 6 games to evaluate, to have this type of conversation go, actually, there was something the beginning of in March. In April, did they stand up to it? And then to have that kind of conversation. But I'm not getting giddy. And last night, I was Team Giddy FC. I was shameless in my, I was shameless.
Giddy and shameless are different. Giddy is your
but listen,
about something.
Yeah, but I was shameless. I was shameless for the first time ever. Saeed's and Vaz.
To the levels, man.
They brought me to the shameless levels. That's what we were witnessing last night. And I'm usually don't, but actually it was a good weekend, man. And like top 6 tonight, you're balling because you know what I mean. Chelsea in the mud, Tottenham in the mud, Liverpool in the mud. You know what I mean. United win. You know what I mean. That says something in that sense. But Manchester United, for me, I know where, and fundamentally he will be judged how he starts next season. I think, and all of it depends on how well he's backed. So if he's not backed, then see the struggler. We're gonna be struggling.
Yeah. This comment here, big up to Breach. He says, this football is enjoyable. I'm bored shitless with Amorim ball. The thing is, I don't think I'm bored of his football, right? You know, as a whole. I think there's games where I think he can be more attacking. But yesterday, I don't think it was boring. I think it was controlled. So I understand where you're coming from, Breach. But I think for me, yesterday is what you want to see. Control the team, stifle them, get on the ball, become the team that's dictating, and then score the goals. We did all 3. So if that's boring, then you know, I mean, we've struggled against Leicester. We've been outplayed and outnumbered and outboxed and out everything. So I don't know. For me, right now, it's not the opposition that you want to do it against. I think the games against the one that Lauren is talking about, we have to see what they do over there. But we'll see. But we're going to go through as the kind of maybe the tactical breakdown of what you think is going right now for United, in a sense, or what you're seeing from United.
So can you see it move on the screen or not?
Yeah, everyone. We can see everyone, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's fine. So I think with what Nuruddin was saying, I think he's mentioning that we've gone from in more recent games into lower blocks or mid block, and I think that suited us because when we do play man for man, and it leaves more gaping spaces. Because when you play man for man, for example, the 2-man midfield there. If you're playing man for man and they've got 3-man midfield, they're just making third men runs, or they're coming into these positions here. So, for example, when we played Tottenham, Maddison will come in these positions here. So the Casemiro was all the way out, but I think it was Gatti that game, and he left a gaping hole in midfield. However, now we're defending in a 5-4-1, which is making it more easier for us to stay compact and leaving less spaces as well between the defensive line and the midfield line. And we also know this team predominantly they're most strongest in transitions. To be honest, there are a lot of transitional players. Garnacho, Casemiro playing balls forward, Hojlund trying to make runs on the last line, even Xerxes trying to receive it and then take it forward or combine with Hojlund. And obviously Casemiro tries to break up play, then play it forward. So I think Amorim at the moment he's adjusted from going from a man-to-man press where we've got found out a lot of times to now going to a mid-block or low block, which is getting us results. So I think he's gone from I'm gonna keep my system the same. However, I'm just gonna change certain aspects because I've not got much other options because I'm trying to play my way completely, full block, high press, man for man marking, but it's catching me out. So I need to get results because the results were unsustainable at that time. So now he's gone more results based, which is probably suited to these players in terms of the mid block and so forth. However, long term, as Nuruddin mentioned, we do want to transition into the team like we were yesterday, but obviously against better opposition. Leicester is a very straightforward opposition to beat. You are going to control the game against Leicester, but can we do that against mid-table sides? Can we do that against top 6 sides? That's the transition I believe he eventually wants to make.
Yeah, no, I seen that when you said that we were playing like a mid to low block, like you could see it, like we're very, very super defensive, man. But now you can see the fullbacks are starting to stretch a little bit. You can see now like Hojlund is staying more further advanced now a little bit, and the directness, we're switching the ball quicker now. You know what I mean? I'm starting to see the ball being switched a lot quicker now into the fullbacks and into the tens, man, and they're collecting it a little bit more. There's a bit more braveness on the ball, but again, it is still too early on to see. You know what I mean? But I do believe now Bruno as well, his involvement in the team is getting very much better. He's brought more discipline on the ball a little bit now in terms of what he's trying to do for the team. But yeah, no, I totally agree with this. You know, like I think for me, it's whether we can sustain it though. This is the problem though. Like, you know, with Heaven now, I don't know. We got hopefully, you know, God forbid he's got a big injury, but it looked like it's okay. But if he can stay fit, that would be amazing because
ideally, Amorim, he wants to look like this. So Onana has to be somewhat outside his box, like sweep a bit like Raya plays. The defensive line has to push forward. Wing backs are actually part of the 5 up top, and then you've got your 2 central midfielders. That's essentially what he wants, the 3-2-5. And Eve also in that position, Fernandez, he can break forward from that position to almost create a 3-1-6. And that's what's overloading opposition's back lines. And also, we all often see because the back four is occupied with the low will occupy the full back, Garnacho's occupying the centre back, Hojlund occupying centre back, and their opposition fullback doesn't know whether to go to Dorgu or go to Xerxes because Xerxes is in the half space here. So that leaves Dorgu free often. So that pass to Dorgu, as we saw against Sociedad, was I think it was Sociedad. It was often available, and because he's left-footed, he's putting crosses in the box. Yes, he's got to work for his quality and product a bit more, but he was a constant threat. And we need to utilize the benefits of this system, which is one of the benefits are the wing backs and the extra player that we have in the final third. So I think that's what Amorim ideally wants to get to, but there's a lot of work in between to do as well.
The biggest thing for me, if you just take it back, bro, if you just take me back, it has the opposite effect. So other than having maybe sometimes 6 players attacking in attacking areas to try to create overload, it's the opposite. So we got 5 at the back, right? One thing I have noticed recently is that sometimes one of the players comes out and then we shift across in a 4. So the defense understanding, but that's because when you play specifically when we played against Arsenal, I think was it Arsenal, we played Everton, we played second half, we were able to push out a little bit. And also against Real Madrid, we didn't play Maguire. So Maguire and Lindelof, when they're not playing, when you've got De Ligt, who's not as slow, he can at least he can play that high line. Evan, and then you got Masraoui. You've got pace, you know what I mean? You've got bit of recovery pace if the ball was to go above you, like to go around. But with the wing backs, for me, in this at the perfect system of this kind of like 3-5, 3 or 3-5, 1 like 1-1 with a number 10 or 2, right? It's the fact that what can happen is that the wing backs, if they're deep, they determine where you are territorially on the football pitch. So if they're deep, if they're naturally defensive and they're deep, we're then going to get pushed back. We're going to be playing catch up. But if we go aggressive and we push them right up the pitch, we then set the tone because we are saying we're going to determine how we're going to play in this system. And they are always the outlets. They are always the root. Remember, even Dogu against Spurs, where was the outlet? Dogu was the outlet. Dogu was always the outlet. Because he has that pace, and I was seeing this explain, especially you got someone like Xerxes who drops into that number 10 natural zone. You can do that. But that's why it frustrates me sometimes. I'm like, you can play Garnacho as that because Garnacho is the outside guy. You know what I mean? He's an outside guy. Whether it's on the right, you can play him as a right wing back because he's the guy who's going to go and try to stretch that and go beyond. So sometimes I get frustrated. I'm like, you know, Garnacho, maybe you're not ready to trust him yet. But I think, to me, the wing backs is where the ball is always going to be. Same thing what happened with Liverpool when we play Liverpool. Same thing with Man City. The wing backs were the places where we had the ball in midfield and everything's congested. Where's that outlet ball? Where is it? And you have to play people who are comfortable with either way. Clipping the ball like a left-footed guy who can clip the ball down the line, or a right-footed guy who can do the same. You've got to play people who are comfortable, technically comfortable. And at this moment in time, we're not, because we're hampered by Diego Dalot. He's not, even though he looked a lot better on the right-hand side than he looks on the left. But Amas coming on yesterday was fresh air, something to see. It was something good to see, because you're like, yeah, that could naturally suit him. But for me, the wing backs determine who we are, where we are as a football. Like, and they're the key important. And we're hearing from the club, from the cronies that they're briefing, that a wing back is not vital. And like, no, it is vital. We need a right wing back. We need a right wing back. It's vital, because like those two positions can dictate where you are in this formation. They had to dictate. And the thing about what the mainstream media is, they're obsessed with the formation. They're not obsessed with the system. And this formation, you can have this formation, no problem. It can be adapted to any system of play, whether it's defensive, whether it's attacking, you know what I mean, whether it's mid-block, whether it's high press. But it depends on how good the profile of players are, how much technical ability, how much physicality that they have. So it depends on those things. That's what determines how this team's going to go forward. If they don't back him in the summer with the key figures that we need in this team, he's going to struggle next season, man. I'm telling you now, he's going to struggle. And there are already people in the fan base who are already out. They're already hammering out.
Yeah. Pick up to Tactical Devil says, Nuruddin modern games fast-paced, the opposition what used to play out wide outlets so that they can set up traps and press you effectively. You know, talk on wing backs. We have been linked with Semenyo today. Semenyo and Frimpong is also available this summer. I don't know if you've watched.
Let me just answer that bit there. The wide bit, yeah. And you know what? If your wide players are good and your system to combine with your wide players is good, they can set all traps all they want. They ain't going to, because you've got superior technical players and more physicality players, and you've got a know-how. Your coach has got a game plan that actually worked, and we saw it. What he did to Slot, what he did to Liverpool. Liverpool could not cope with Manchester United playing the wing backs. They couldn't. They're set up in a way that Manchester United were comfortable in midfield. That was the best game in Bruno's career at Manchester United by far. That game, he didn't have loads of assists. He didn't score a lot of goals, but in-game play, build-up play, patience play, finding the right pass, receiving it, holding on to the ball when he needs the decision-making. That was perfect. And people get obsessed with stats. You could score all assists all game. If you're not contributing to the actual game, the playmaking of the game, your detriment. You can score, of course you can score, you can assist, but you're not helping with the actual game, how good the game the team plays, bringing the rest of the games, the rest of the team into the game.
Facts, 100%. Yeah, no, big up to Killer says, JC Wilcox, big fan of Antoine Semenyo. Around 35 million to 40 million is the price Semenyo will go for. And I think today there was news about Jeremy Frimpong today. Wants to watch out in the summer. 1 goal assist performance on Sunday. Dutch right back would leave Leverkusen this summer with many clubs interested. The clause in his contract is worth around 40 million euros, which is what? 32, 34. Yeah, around there. What are you saying about what fullback are you looking for, wing back wise? Just your profile of what you like to see in terms of wing back in this system right now we got.
I think wing backs, I think Dogu's gonna grow into his own, and I think he's gonna use Ahmad as the right wing back. So then he's gonna prioritize probably the number 10 positions a bit more. So then we look at someone like Semenyo. I think Semenyo will already have quite a lot of physicality on that left-hand side in terms of Dogu. And what Dogu lacks is probably a bit of finesse, a bit of cuteness to his game, and a bit of end product. What Semenyo's really good at is his take-ons and his ball carrying. So if we do play that mid block, so to speak, and we want to turn over, Semenyo's really good at that, and also he's really strong aerially and so forth. So he's adding a lot of physicality to that forward line, probably something we lack, and so that's a positive there. But in terms of I'm not too sure what Amorim's going to do, because he might look for a right wing back, or he might move Dogu right wing back, play Ahmad right number 10, then he might purchase a left wing back. So it depends what Amorim's got in his mind. However, we need a combination of physicality but also finesse as well, finesse and cuteness. We can't just over prioritize too much attacking or brute force in the forward line or speed and power, because then we're gonna lack that cuteness and so forth. For example, when it was Dogu and Garnacho, we knew the final product wasn't gonna be that good. But if it was Dogu and Ahmad, then we know that Ahmad will provide those chances, those combination play and so forth. So it's almost like working a balance on both sides.
Yeah, facts. 100%. Semenyo signed a 5-year deal last July, so it's not easy to buy him. Yeah, but again, the price tag is there, man. For me, yeah, like I look, he's quick, he's very technical, cool. He might not be the most, obviously, in terms of crossing and whatnot. You know what I mean? There's a similarity in terms of him and Dalot, could be similar in terms of that, final ball. But I do believe in a system what we're playing right now, 24 years old, he knows the kind of, obviously, the ins and out maturity of his game is going to be at a good level. We're not buying a youngster we've got to rely upon. I think that's an option, Obviously, you've got other players in dribbling and whatnot. But I think for me, I think Frimpong could thrive in this league, I really do. I think he's an athlete, bro. I think we need athletes.
Wasn't he at City already? He was at City, wasn't he?
Manchester City Academy.
Yeah, he was City Academy, yeah.
He was at City's Academy.
Yeah.
Athletes, man, he's a good athlete. He's a very good athlete, man.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I want a winger who can play. I want a winger who can play. I don't want a wing back. I want a winger who can play that position, Saeed. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I want a winger who can play that position, who can work back also defensively, who can work back and help the team, who's got a level of physicality to him. So that's what I want. Is it time to open the fast, yeah?
Yeah, everyone break your fast, people. Everyone break your fast.
Yeah, man, I got to do this. There you go. Yeah, but definitely, like for me, I don't know what I was thinking, but I want a win back. I don't want a win back. I want a winger, because I think the way I seen his system work at best was at Sporting. And Sporting, he had wingers playing in that position. You know what I mean? He had wingers. I do think definitely we need to improve on the number 10s. But for me also, what is huge for me is like I believe Manchester United, we could do maybe with 2 midfield players, I believe, right? With Collier coming, actually, maybe Collier, we need a pass player, a player who can pass, who's got a level of technical ability. And it's interesting, what seems calling it finesse is technical ability, basically. It's a technical ability and know-how, right? But for me, I genuinely do think Manchester United need better number 10s, like certified people who can change, people who can come and drop, who can also make the box, with the 2 midfielders. Certain midfielders have the box where the 2 number 10s kind of like drop in and they mirror. Yeah, and they mirror, so to control that kind of like that square like midfield when we play against teams that are very heavily dictated to going through the middle. But
do we need to identify where Ahmad's going to be? Is he a right wing back? Is he a right 10? I feel like the manager needs to identify what his best role is.
At this moment in time, from where we stand, Ahmad would be a better wing back because he knows the distance.
There you go. That's why maybe United are looking out for a wing back, because they're saying Dalot can play there, Ahmad can play there, Mazraoui can play there. And then they say, you know what, we don't really need a
I actually think we do, because I think Ahmad is only young. People forget that. Ahmad's only young, so he can develop the attributes to be a complete number 10. He can develop the attributes and that cuteness, that technical ability to actually play in the number 10. The thing about Semenyo is that I do like Semenyo, but the biggest thing, can you kick forward? And the thing about the specific system players like him, I think the system makes everybody, the system that Areola has got at Bournemouth makes everybody look incredible. Once you remove that system, how are you as a player? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? I think sometimes we make the mistakes with that. But big up to everybody. You're gonna open that fast.
100%, 100%. It all depends, like I said to you, man. With me, is that would you want a left-footed right winger the way we had Quendo? Remember we had Quendo. Obviously, then we got Chelsea have got him now. But with Quendo, that's not what the manager wanted, though. So maybe he might look towards maybe a Dibbling and say, you know what, Dibbling might be the answer on that side. But then again, because Ahmad's a right-footed, left-footed, he can play on that right-hand side. So you got almost like wingers that are both good on each side. So one can invert, one can get on the outside. And we have overloads on that side. It's interesting, see what he does, in that regard. So I think for me, yeah, go on.
Yeah, because Ahmad, he's a significant player for us. So position he plays, he's pretty much going to start there and he's going to be playing regularly there. It's not a position where it's going to be rotated much because Ahmad's position, once Ahmad's fit and he's in the team, he's not going to get rotated much. He's going to be cemented in that position. So then it's other positions. So if Ahmad's a right wing back, you're more going to look at the right number 10 position potentially.
Yeah.
And it also depends if he considers Xerxes as a long-term number 9, or is he going to buy a new number 9, or how that forward line is going to work as well.
Yeah. Oh, you're right, man. Like
For me personally,
yeah,
I'm not going to be obsessed with a striker. Me personally, I'm not obsessed. I think it's good to have strikers and to have options off the bench.
Yeah.
But I think the number 10s and the wing backs and the midfielder and the centre halves, well, this is another thing as well.
Yeah.
The idea Maguire is going to get another year add to the next year already. I'm against that. Manchester United need to buy modern centre halves that can squeeze the play and have got pace, recovery pace. If people go at the back of us, that's what's important, because Martinez, for me, unfortunately, has become injury prone. He's a deep line playmaker, but he's become injury prone. So we don't just going to have to rely on Evan. We need more. We need more in that area. For me, I think Man United need 2 centre halves.
We do.
We need 2 midfield players. Casemiro goes and Eriksen goes.
Yeah.
We need 2 number 10s, and I personally believe we need a winger to play as a wing back. That's me. Before even a striker, because I'm a believer that once you get the back line and then the midfield right and then the number 10s right, goals are going to come. Goals will come 100%. You don't need to rely on one striker to do everything for them. Goals will come from the wing back. Goals will come from the number 10s. Goals will come from midfield.
Yeah. There was a report coming out from today from Florian Bettenberg, which again, he's a bit hit and miss with transfers and that. And he was saying that we'll be linked with these strikers this summer. Sesko, Atike, Gyökeres, Osimhen. These are the list of strikers, man. If you'd have said this list like 10 years ago, 5-6 years ago, man, I would never have believed you, man. You know what I'm saying to you? But this is what's happening right now. Obviously, Victor Gyökeres and Osimhen, a bit more older. Atike, it was at PSG. He didn't really do well over there for some reason. And then he's gone to Frankfurt, doing very well over there now. Sesko, again, he's doing well at RB Leipzig, you know what I'm saying to you? And obviously Victor Gyökeres and Osimhen, like, what are you saying, Wasim? Like, your ideal number 9 this year, like, is it a particular version? Is it a particular way of playing? Like, what's your idea of like the number 9 this year, like for you?
I think with the system, even if you saw with Conte, the front 3 are often isolated. They are often isolated because the wing backs defensively, when the opposition have the ball, they're naturally going to draw back. So then you've only got the 2 centre midfielders, and the top 3 are isolated. The reason Conte did really well, because he has Hazard, who can not take the ball in those half spaces. He can beat a player as well, and he's just such a high quality technical footballer. He had Costa, who could occupy the centre halves. Costa was a menace during those seasons. holding it, taking on his chest, holding defenders off, and then allowing his own team to push up. And then he had like Willian and so forth, or Pedro on the wing, which was high quality. And because they're so high quality, arguably the quality of Hazard, Costa, and Willian, those three combined have more quality than some teams' 4 players forward line. They're so good in that sense. So I think in terms of the central striker, I'd prefer someone more of a physical presence, someone that can hold the ball up, someone that's going to occupy the defenders.
Yeah.
Be they don't really need to drop in those 10 positions because we've got 2 number 10s there already. They need to occupy the centre backs, a good box striker. Those sort of attributes I'll probably be looking for.
Yeah. Listen, I don't mind Mateta. Me, a lot of people are looking at Mateta and be like, you know what, he's sure what United should be getting for. But bro, he can occupy defenders. He's got good right foot, left foot. He's got a good range of okay, mobility wise, he's not the greatest, but I remember Nuruddin specifically, I remember when he was at the watch along and he was talking about Mateta, R9, and that obviously that video clip went viral for wrong reasons, innit? But I remember Nuruddin talking about him, the way he's played. The guy played like he was like R9 against us, bro. Every time he plays against us, bro, he gives us a nightmare, bro. He's gonna let us rest. And I remember Nuruddin saying R9, Mateta, and I was like, yo, what's he doing? I mean, no, I can't hear you, bro. What are you saying?
No, definitely. For me, he's got attributes that are really good, but he did. That's why I was saying, mainly I was talking about the step over he gave Casemiro, innit? Sent Casemiro to the cups, man. Yeah. And then left foot put it into the corner, you know what I mean? Not the far corner, but the closest corner, you know what I mean? The near post. He's got attributes, innit? He's got good attributes, but it's about the developmental, because I do think it's about, is he working and getting players who are working on their game to improve. Because at the top level, it's those little percentages, innit? Or the other attributes. I wouldn't scoff at it and go, oh, he's deadbeat or this and that. I wouldn't, because at the end of the day, he's playing well. You know what I mean? He's playing well. But finding out, is he the type of person who wants to improve all other aspects of his game? Everybody obviously laughs at that, because he genuinely did play like he was R9 against us. He did. He locked us up. Do I think that we should get a bit more mobile footballers? Yes, I think we can find more of a mobile number 9s. And I genuinely want to develop Cheeto. I really want to develop Cheeto, and I think Cheeto should be able to get a lot more games next season, because Cheeto's already shown that he's got good attributes, really good attributes in the way he wants to hold the ball, and he's 17, he's gonna get older, he's gonna get bigger, and then he's gonna fill out. But for me, there's a striker, he plays in Germany. I watched him in I forgot his name, man. Oh my god. I watched him in the African Cup of Nations. And I don't know who he played for. But no, not the one who's playing for Dortmund. Not him. Another striker. We were linked with him a couple of months back. We were linked with him, but he's a player.
That's not in the chat.
He's somebody who's physically strong. He's physically proper strong, Saeed. And he doesn't get many goals, but he's physically strong, man. And I forgot his name. Oh my god, it's doing my head in. He plays in Germany. I don't know. Did he play for Stuttgart? Does he play for Frankfurt?
Boniface.
Is it Boniface?
He plays for Leverkusen. Boniface.
No, it's not him. It's not Boniface. No, it's not Boniface. I know who Boniface is. It's not. This other kid, he came on, right? He's young. He came on, I think it was the Congo, one of the African teams, and he scored some brilliant, the way he quickly gets out of his feet. He's very strong to hold up the ball, but the way he quickly, he's got that, that burst, burst.
Is he called a TK?
I think it might be him.
He plays for France, doesn't he? A TK.
No, a TK, no. This guy plays for African country. No, I don't know a TK. This kid plays for African team, and he plays in Germany. And a couple of months ago, Manchester United were linked with him. And I was like, you know what? Actually, there is something there is something about him. He's got really good attributes where he's got that burst of power and skill to get away from people.
Guirassy, I think you're talking about Guirassy. But yeah, no, honestly, for me,
it's Guirassy who's playing for Dortmund. No, it's not him, Saeed. It's not him. He's younger. He's younger.
Okay, yeah, by the way, guys. Yeah. So you're looking at Haaland, Salah, Isak. You got Wood there, and Buemo. We haven't mentioned. What about this brother here, Wissa, man? Wissa.
I prefer Mbuemo. Mbuemo's got a lot more to his game than Wissa.
Yeah, no, 100%. But Wissa, man, he goes under the radar.
He is a good player, but potentially as a 9, probably not. Maybe as a 10, maybe. But I'm not too sure, to be honest.
And the other thing as well, Saeed, it's the system that gets a lot out of Wissa. The way they play, the way Brentford play. People don't understand that. It's the way they play that gets the best out of him. But Mbuemo, for me, Mbuemo does some things on the ball individually that you think, you know what? He can do that against anybody. He can trouble anybody.
Yeah. It's crazy. Honestly, it's crazy. Like, honestly, yeah, very, very. Is it Nelly? I think you're talking about Nelly then, Nelly.
I mean, it might be Nelly. Saeed, I promise to come back next week with something from the kid.
Yeah. Now, honestly, when I was at Brentford, I was like, yo, man, how come they've got better players forward than us? Like most teams now, they've got more better forwards than us. Or is it the system? I don't know. I struggle to differentiate the two because with Hojlund, obviously, he's come out. They've spoken about his goal scoring and whatever and whatnot. Where are you in terms of the Hojlund? With Nordin and Wilson, we're always going back and forth, saying it's all about development. But Hojlund, like, is he the one for you? Like yesterday, good goal yesterday, but like in terms of where he is, where do you see Hojlund, man? Because I don't know, bro. I think he's still selling for me personally.
Yeah, I'm not sure if United will sell him, but I think as a backup striker, he could be a valuable option. But as a starting striker, in terms of our aspirations, I don't think he's the required quality, especially how often he's going to have to be isolated in that forward line. And they're against it. They're more of his weaker attributes when he is isolated. So therefore, I'd want someone, even if it was Mateta, I would have been against it. I think Mateta, he suffers from aesthetics and optics. So in terms of when how people try to like look at players or visualize players, that's what Mateta doesn't go in his favor. However, in terms of actual effectiveness, Mateta is a very good player. In terms of he's a very effective footballer. In terms of when he he receives the ball back to play, he don't really lose it. He makes some good runs in behind. He's a good box striker, physical, strong. He's at a good age. He's shown that he can score goals in the Premier League. He uses both feet when he does score goals. And I saw him play against Everton like 2-3 weeks ago on Saturday Night Football, and he was giving the centre halves at Tarkowski and those four big centre halves. He was troubling them all game.
Yeah.
So then, if you have got someone like Kunha running beyond him, or you got an Ahmad that's got a bit more technical quality on the right hand side, the balance amongst the front three, that's a tough three to play against. Kunha's running behind you. You need to look over how advanced can you keep your line. Mateta's occupying centre halves. Ahmad's dribbling in and out one or two players. So it's testing your back line in different ways. It's not just physicality and pace. It's finesse. It's power. It's runs in behind. So it's a good combination to have across your front line.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, you know what, man? Like, for me, like I said, I just wanted to see a striker that doesn't need to be like baby fed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want him to just be able to manage his own as well. You know what I mean? It's not always service. Can he be able to hold it himself, look after himself, and then you know what I'm saying to him? Mateta can do that.
For yourself, that's what you're looking for. He's one of those. He is.
Yeah. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, well, look, yesterday, did you see Lewandowski yesterday?
That's it. That's what I was going to say. That's why I just come up with you. Made a goal from nowhere. The ball got into him. He chested it in one movement, like drops it into a space and wraps his left foot right into the corner.
Yeah.
What a player! What a player!
I mean, top player, man. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends, man. It really, really depends.
You know, it hurts me how he got robbed for the Ballon d'Or. because it's lockdown.
I know. 2020.
To be honestly, I don't even watch the Ballon d'Or anymore because of that. I don't watch it.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to it. It's all a scam. It's a scam. How he got? Are you taking the piss? And how Benzema for years got overlooked as well.
He has been good. I don't know what you're talking about here, Paul. He's got over nearly. How many goals has he got Lewandowski this year?
I mean, he's the top scorer, and you're one of the biggest top scorers in Europe. Second or the biggest.
He has got this year's stats. 22 goals in La Liga. He's got 9 in the Champions League. You know what I mean, bro? He's got over 30 goals this season.
It's good that Ronaldo, Messi, Hojlund is affected their minds. That's an amazing season at that age in a competitive league.
How many career goals has he got? I think he's got like the third most career goals in world football, isn't he? Most career.
Wasim, I agree 100%. People think Ronaldo, because you're not hit Ronaldo or Messi figures, you're not a player. They don't understand that Messi and Ronaldo are an anomaly. They're like magic. You know what I mean?
He's top seven.
That's incredible, Saeed. To be that consistent, to play in the German league and the Spanish league. He's a guy that could have come to United, by the way. You know that.
Them Pele numbers are a bit dodgy, man. I don't know about them Pele numbers.
No. Saeed, this is where me and you're gonna fight. Do not disrespect Pele. Listen, you know how much. You know what?
The goals, I don't know, man. They were
saying
that.
You know what? Now you guys are disrespecting, man. You future generation. If you played in when Pele played, every goal Pele scored, he earned it. You know why? Football wasn't football. It was a game of assault. GBH, mate. You could get punched and the referees to go play on. Forget about you getting getting studded waist height, chest height. You used to get elbows, the physicality of football, the dirtiness of football when Pele was playing, and the things Pele was doing, people. I swear to God, things Pele was doing in the 1960s and 50s.
Why would Pele's people say, every time there was a record broken, Pele scored this amount of goals this season, he needs to change it. He scored 10 more goals, I remember
Saeed, that's just propaganda. But what I'm trying to say to you, for me, Pele was the type of player that was really good, that he's almost come back 50 years, went back into the past. You know what I mean? He's come from the future, and because the player profile and the attributes, Pele, his assist record is up there. You know, the amount of assists that he had, the amount of goal. Pele, left foot, right foot, headering, free kicks. So can dribble people and score, get past 4 or 5 people, put it, the ball can come in. He can finish 6 yards. He can finish to me, in terms of striker, and he's not even that big. If you look at it, Pele, he wasn't a big guy. You know what I mean? But he was just an unbelievable footballer. At 17, he's doing that in the World Cup. You tell me what 17-year-olds were flicking the ball over people's heads and volleying it into the corner. You're having a laugh, chat. You're having a laugh.
Yeah, 100%.
Pele was special, man.
Yeah, man. Come on, big up to Lorden, man.
Pele was special. Honestly, I cannot stress how much disrespect Pele gets. And people go like this, but he didn't play in Europe. A lot of it is a lot of low-key xenophobic racists ago, but he didn't do it in Europe. European football was shit those days, mate. It was absolute garbage. Yeah. Don't even talk to me. Pele would have scored thousands of, honestly, he would have scored goals. If Pele played for Real Madrid around that time in the late 60s, Pele would have broke all of the records. Are you taking the biscuit? And Real Madrid would have won more trophies, but it was what it was.
Yeah.
He had to stay because of the dictatorship. He had to stay. You know what they did? They created a law. He's the only footballer in the world where they created a law and said he is a cultural asset into the country. That's why he couldn't leave. You cannot leave Brazil because you're a cultural asset to Brazil. Brazil owns you. That's how important. You're like the crown, mate. You're like the crown jewels. You cannot be leaving to go somewhere and play.
Yeah, no, 100%. But you know what? Just to go back on the striker options, like I said, with that kind of player, yeah, you want to create something out of nothing, and that's what I want to do. You know what I mean? But we'll see. We'll see.
You know who we missed out on, Saeed? You mentioned him a lot. Was Mamouche? Mamouche would have been very good.
Yo, did you see the goal, by the way? Oh my god, man! You see that goal there?
Yeah. We saw it, Saeed. We saw things he's been there. He's not needing time to settle in. He's not that type of player that needs time to settle in.
Yeah.
He
I would say, if you got a good strike of the ball, you're halfway there, bro.
No, that's not even that side. It's the technical ability and the cleverness. The way he gives defenders the brakes, mate, puts on the handbrake, and people are sliding.
He gets involved, man. He gets involved. He gets in around it. He gets
technical ability side.
Yeah, bro.
Technical ability, superior.
Yeah.
Top player.
Yeah. Just to speak on Sancho, man. You know, there's some talks on Man United don't want him back, and Miss Chelsea are looking to say to him, basically, we're looking to not pay the fee anymore. Where are you guys, man? In terms of just in terms of where Sancho, man. You know what I'm saying? To Chelsea, 10 million fee if they have to pay. You know, if they want him. Chelsea fans are not happy with him. I don't know if you've seen it, bro. A lot of Chelsea fans are not happy with Sancho. They don't like him. They don't rate him over there. And yeah, man. What do you say, Wasim? Would you bring him back? You know, the Man United fan base, the Man United club, you would want to bring him back? Is it the right environment to bring him back? Is he done? Where does he go next? How do we get money out of him? Boy, you know, it's a lot of questions. A lot of questions, man.
Yeah, I generally was a huge Sancho fan because of his Dortmund days and so forth, and I genuinely wanted him at United to work out. But however, with Sancho, a lot of it is intangibles. A lot of it is intangibles. I was watching the game yesterday, Chelsea Arsenal. That was such a boring game, by the way. It was
boring
game. I couldn't believe it. I was thinking, like 10, 15 years ago, that was like a game you've loved to watch when Drogba's playing, and it's like there's energy, there's fouls, there's aggression. And yesterday, honestly, I started changing channel. I was going on my phone. I was like, this is only the last 4 or 5 minutes.
It was that boring. I slept through it.
yeah.
Bro.
And I was watching. I was trying to. At times, I wasn't realizing that Sancho was playing. I had to like go on the SofaScore app and check if he's still on the field, because Neto was actually carrying the ball. Neto was making runs behind, and Cuckoo and Sancho both got subbed off that game. Sancho is anonymous too often in games for someone that has that much ability. It's like he's just stale. He's like a 5 out of 10 constantly. It's like you want to grab him and say, "This is your career. You get one opportunity at this. You can have kids in the future, grandchildren potentially, and you could be that figurehead like that person in the family that made it so high and put like the Sancho like generation, like they can look up to that and so forth. But it's like his career is just going away, and it's similar to the Rashford situation, and it's just disappointing to see. Honestly, he's like he doesn't speak on the football field. He's so timid.
That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, like he doesn't. The personality isn't there for him to kind of like, you know, I want it. Yeah.
Okay, some players are different. Some players are different. For example, I think Beckham was generally quiet on the pitch, Nuruddin, but Roy Keane was more aggressive and so forth. But Beckham would show it by making a run or doing a tackle or something. Show it in one way or the other. Sancho, honestly, is like gets the ball, receives it, 5-yard pass back, might make one run after every 30 minutes. It's just everything just like 6 out of 10. And for someone that's got that much ability and where he's come from and so forth, it's honestly it's disappointing. It's like I want to speak to him and say, look how good you are, look how much potential you have. Don't let it just go out this way.
Don't let it, kind of like, don't let it, that's the word, man. I think for me,
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I think Sancho, it's about the coach and the connection. It's about the connection and the coach. It's about how the fans treat him. It's about he's somebody who needs that proper that closeness to just a personality from the outside. I don't know him personally,
Yeah.
But from the outside, he's that person. And Chelsea, for me, are not that football club. Chelsea is a very individualistic football club.
Yeah.
You're either doing it or you're not doing it. You know what I mean? There isn't that. And I feel like he feels connected. He needs to feel super connected to people. But I think in a player profile, he'd be perfect for Amorim's system as one of the number 10s.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not going to lie to you. Because he's
on paper, but I think application-wise, no.
No, I don't know. This is what I'm saying to you, though. Like, it's about Sancho is about who could get the best out of him. He's not a guy you leave alone and go, okay, I'm not going to worry about you. No, he's a guy you're on him every day. You're on him every day, every training session, every match. You're telling him, like what you just said was him, grab the game because he's got the ability. He's got the ability. And Saeed, we were feeling that with Ahmad for a long time. You know, Ahmad, we were saying, Ahmad, we were like, Ahmad, what's it passing? Why are you just passing the ball? Do something, man.
Yeah.
You get on the ball. Stop being like in the periphery. No, get on the ball. For me, in one of the number 10s, he will suit perfectly. But the question is, can Amorim, if he were to come back, or is it done? Are we done with that type of player? And for me, from the way that the fan base is with him, with the comments that he's made on socials and that, I think it might be done.
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone.
Yeah, it's done. It's done. I think ultimately, you talk about the connection.
Talent. The talent is undoubted. The talent is.
Talent. What do they say though in football? Like talent, like hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard enough. You know.
Yeah.
And ultimately, you've got to have the combination of the two.
I think Sancho
and the hard work.
I think Sancho, if he's humble enough, he should actually go to a slightly lesser club on paper that's got name-wise, and he can still revive his career there. Look at
like Asensio, Aston Villa.
Yeah, Asensio. Look at even like Morgan Gibbs-White. He still got into the England squad, and he's at Nottingham Forest. Not the biggest name, so to speak.
Maybe at Tottenham, but then Tottenham would they like him?
Maybe Tottenham, but potentially even like a Bournemouth or something. If he can have those
physical, fast, you know,
if he can level up to that step.
Well, I look at maybe the league. You know, I think the league though as well.
Potentially,
the Bundesliga.
Look at Kluivert. Look at Kluivert. He's been revived slightly, and now he's playing really well.
Yeah.
So can an Iriola do that? And it's just it's like a small town. It's like a small space, a small ground. You might get a connection with the fans and so forth. Do they need to find a new home in terms of that sense? Because at these other big clubs, there's too much spotlight, and it's more of a corporate feel of it. It's not really like a home football feel of it.
You know, for me, it's like, you know what, like I look at it in my eyes, it's like, yo, you got the talents there. Like we're not dismissing the talent, but it's like the consistency in football. When you play at the highest level, you're gonna get scrutinized. And Chelsea at the minute, listen, I think a lot of it is down to the tactics of Maresca. I do believe Maresca tactically is failing right now. They've only got like 2 wins since December. Or was it 4 wins? I think 4 wins since December. Like, they're not playing amazingly well. But like what they're doing is that they're not having, and he's getting the best out of himself. Like yesterday, I was watching the game, I was like, yo, Sancho, come on, man. Give me a bit more. And he does need that connection. He does need that, you know, like connectivity in terms of the energy from other players. He needs that, the give and go, but don't have that, man. And unfortunately, Chelsea, at the minute, they're looking for people to take them out the mud, take them out the situation. And right now, he isn't doing that. So
the thing with Sancho, he needs too much stuff in place for him just to play to a good level. Some players didn't require that. For example, even Dogu doesn't necessarily require that. You know, Dogu is going to apply himself in a game, nonetheless, and play that. For example, Antonio Valencia did not have as much talent as what's his name, Sancho, but Antonio Valencia's Premier League career is way better than Sancho's will ever be in terms of application, all the way from the Wigan days, all the way to Manchester United. The application, the consistency, the drive, each week you know what you're going to get. With Sancho, it's like he's just floating with the butterflies. It's like there's no substance to it.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. And like I said, United, they don't want it back. Chelsea, if Chelsea paid that money, what can United do? Really? What can United do if Chelsea pay that 10 million obligation? What is it? 10 million fee? Am I United going to do anything? I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying, Nurdin? I think Internet's back now, I think. So, like, I don't know what United could do about that situation. I really don't. I don't think they could do much about it. Yeah, better. Well, better. Yeah.
So battery's about to die on the phone. Now, listen. Yeah, it's Sancho for me is sad because honestly, it's a system where he could start every week. Do you know what I mean? Manchester United would have a system where we need number 10. And the way he likes to roam, you know what I mean? Likes to go inside. And actually, under Ten Hag, when he performed at best is when he was coming inside. Not from outward, when he was inside. And you know, the goal, like, remember the goal he scored against Liverpool? That type of positioning. Yeah. That he's so calm. You know, in certain critical areas where other players can panic and know where they are, he's super calm. He is calm.
Super calm. Yeah.
And he can give her that pass or he can just shoot or whatever. And it's about him, bro. At the end of the day, we can't all play for a minute. We can't. And like, what are you talking about, Antonio? Antonio is a warrior. He's a warrior, like absolute warrior. And it's about the mentality, isn't it? You know, and 100% do you think everything Saeed said it's Maresca that's failing Chelsea? It's Sancho that's failing Chelsea.
Yeah, facts, 100%. He's spot on. Like, I agree. I fully agree, man. And listen, I don't know what they'll do. You get me? Like right now, listen, we got to think beyond Sancho. I don't think it's the right thing to do, man. Especially with the way the club's going on right now.
Maybe you should do a poll. I'd rather just do a quick poll just to see what the people are saying.
Nah, listen, the chat have been chatting. The chat have been chatting, man. You get me? Like, if there's any Chelsea fans in the chat, let me know what you think of him. If there are any Chelsea fans in the chat, let me know what you guys think of what he's doing and what he's not doing, and is he doing well, and what's he, you know, what could he do better? Let us know in the chat, man. Let us know, because we really want to know. You know, if he's doing well, if he's not doing well. Let us know, man, in the chat. You know, we really want to hear from you lot.
The thing about modern players is that they get scapegoated, and once people make the decision with social media, when I look back at this, I think Ryan Giggs might want left Manchester United.
Yeah.
People think Ryan Giggs was consistent. Ryan Giggs wasn't consistent. Ryan Giggs used to drive Ferraris, small cars, used to get loads of hamstring injuries.
Yeah.
Was in and out of the team. Later in his career, the more late 20s, mid to late 20s, he started to become more serious football for him. But, oh boy, man, the way with social media is now, everything is scrutinized. I do feel bad for footballers nowadays, that every aspect of them gets scrutinized.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. But we'll see, man. We'll see. Big up to everyone locked in. Have we hit 500 likes, people? That was a target at the start of the stream. I don't know if we hit it already, but we are on 320. That's poor, guys. Come on, man. That should be 500 likes. You know what I mean? Simple 500 likes, man. And we got super chat from before. So, Nurin is your Wi-Fi paid by Man United. Jim is trying to cut it. Created by the poor, stolen by the rich. Fans being monetized but for owners' mistakes. And big up the panel. Bless them up. And big up Saeed too. Big up to Was as well. Big up to Nuruddin. But yeah, man, listen. You know what, man? It's good to be going into international break with a bit of positivity. Like, I generally just want to chill for this next week or two because after this, Nuruddin says that's when the fun starts, mate. That's when the real season starts, because once we lose or we don't lose or we do win or whatever we do, yo. And them, like I said, them fixtures are crazy. They're crazy. They're real. They're real, man. So yeah, we have Jamie Wayne. We have just flick back to the start of the video, and there we have done. But we'll see, man. Thanks for coming on, bro, and appreciate your time, man. It's been a pleasure, man. Big up to you, bro.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, and yeah, big up Saeed, big up Nuruddin, and yeah, hopefully.
You have to send me your number, bro, because the opportunity is always there as well on my channel as well. Always jump
Yeah,
on.
no worries. I'll find you on Twitter and DM you on that. What I was going to say is, hopefully when we do return after international break is that hopefully we do get some results and we can find some consistency or something, so then we get into next season with a bit of optimism. We don't want to be too like erratic how we have been in the last months and so. Hopefully we can do. We'll have to see ultimately.
I'm telling you now, if you think that Amorim's been under pressure this season, next season, if he starts off poorly, trust me. Because you know what? Some of the fans, a lot of the fans have turned already, Saeed. I'm not going to lie to you. On yesterday, I'm getting a lot of people on Twitter. I can see people going, you know, Amorim's system is this. They believe in the mainstream media, innit? They're just regurgitating what. But, you know, 10 games into next season, if we're not. But the football for me is the most important. It's not about the result for me. It's the football, how we look. If we're unlucky, if we're just losing games because we're unlucky or because of refereeing decisions, it's about how well we play season. And I don't think the Glazers are going to back. I think all this transfer business is all a lot of talk. I think if you listen to that interview, a lot of the interview that Jim the Rat's been giving, Jim Glazer's been giving, is that there's no money. And then you listen to what Omar Barada was saying. There's no money next season available for the manager to be back properly. Because I think we need 5 players. A minimum 5 players.
Yeah. There you go. Make sure you follow up United Real Therapy as well. Big up to you. Big up to Tactical Devil as well. I think they're live as well, 9 p.m. tonight. So tune in for that one. We're going to redirect to Flawless. He's going to be live right now. Join Flawless. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. And then we're going to be live late at 11 o'clock-ish. Late vibes. You know what we do around there, Tuesday, 11 p.m. So tune in for that one as well. So yeah, man. Love for joining us. Please hit the like button on the way out. If you're here right now and you're watching us, thumbs up, boy. Costs you nothing, guys. Take care. We're out. Peace.